Okay, first question. E.G. Herrera. I hope I pronounced that right. How to work with intrusive thoughts. Okay, good question. So, the first thing you need to understand about intrusive thoughts is that they're not true, right? The thing that makes an intrusive thought so hard is that you at the moment identify with all of your intrusive thoughts. Most people do not know how to stay present. They don't realize that they're the awareness of their thought. So here's how I can explain this. If I ask everyone on the live right now, think of a red candle burning. Just think of a red candle burning, right? Now, I want you to, now, it doesn't matter how big the red candle is or how it's burning or what it looks like, but I'm sure most people that can visualize something could picture a red candle burning. Now, if you can't visualize, that's fine. Now I want you to think of a dog barking and hear it in your mind, right? Your intrusive thoughts happen in that same space where you saw a red candle, where you heard the dog barking. You have intrusive thoughts in that space. Those are thoughts, right? Thoughts are not you. Thoughts are something that happens in your awareness. Notice the way you could hear the dog barking, you could see the red candle, but I couldn't hear it. I couldn't see the red candle in your mind, because that's your awareness. Awareness of thoughts, anxious sensations, sounds, sights, feelings, all of this happens in your awareness. Now, you have to learn to tune into that awareness. This is why I teach meditation specifically for anxiety. Now, the other thing you can do is you can rewire intrusive thoughts. This is where I follow Dr. Daniel Amons, who scanned about 260,000 brains, on rewiring automatic negative thoughts, ants as he calls them. So when you get a thought, ask, is it true? Okay, so is the intrusive thought true? It might be like, I'm going to die, or this is going to happen. Well, unless it's happened yet, it's not true. Right? It's not true. Second thing, how do you feel about this intrusive thought? How has it affected you? How do you feel about it? The emotions, thoughts, people involved. How do you feel? Right? Now, how would you feel if you didn't have this thought? You'd probably be a lot more free, be a lot more calm, be a lot more grounded. Now, think of memories where you felt grounded, where you felt free. Right? Okay. Now, and then think, do this with all your thoughts over and over again until it gets wired into you. And over time, you will let intrusive thoughts pass. It's not about learning to get rid of it. You don't want to get rid of thoughts, and that's not even possible because thoughts are just happening, right? All right, next question. I'm not as anxious anymore, only when I'm alone or I have to drive alone, and I don't know why. Okay, so it's great that you're not anxious anymore. So if your anxiety or your nervous system now feels safe or unsafe whenever you're alone, you have to drive alone, you have to show your nervous system that when you're driving alone and when you're alone, you're safe, right? It could be that when you're not distracted by anything and you have to sit with yourself and your thoughts, it's much more difficult for you, right? So, there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to practice sitting with yourself and showing your brain that it's okay. Showing your brain that even if you're scared, even if you're anxious, even if physical symptoms happen in that moment when you're alone, that it's okay. Mindfulness and somatic tracking is going to help you do it. But if you feel anxious when you're alone or driving alone, it's even more important that you drive alone. It's even more important that you stay alone at your house, right? Practice sitting with yourself. What does your mind rush into? Thank you for the sent hand hearts, Chris. Okay, next question. Tris Luxury Hairs has asked, did you ever have vertigo? So, I had tinnitus and I had a lot of chronic neck pain and I had dizziness. In terms of being diagnosed with vertigo, no, right? So, my mother has vertigo. Unless you have something physiologically or genetically wrong with your neck or your suboccipital, which is that area of the back of your head that causes vertigo, then your vertigo, I'm assuming, has been caused by anxiety, right? If vertigo has been caused by anxiety, that means stress is causing your vertigo. Maybe tightness up here could also be causing vertigo. So some neck releases, some occipital releases, vagus nerve resets all help. One exercise I do still to this day to help get rid of tension there and also reset my vagus nerve. This is how you do it. There's an in-depth tutorial on a a YouTube channel called Stop Chasing Pain. I think went through it, but this is how you do it. You take your hand, you put it on your chin, and you let the weight of your head rest on your chin, and then you take your hand and then you just lightly go up and then down. It's not very harsh, but it's almost like you're dragging a coin across, and you just let the weight of your head rest, and you do up and then out 4 times from the back of your head, and that helped a lot of my dizziness and it helped a lot of my tinnitus. So, yeah. Okay, next question. Boom. I have social anxiety for 7 years. What should I do? So, especially with social anxiety, there's 2 things I've noticed that really help. So one is just learning to improve your communication skills, right? Learn how to have a conversation. Read a book on how to have a conversation, how to win friends and influence people. Great book. I think I don't know what the number is, but it's something like some number. It's like 29 ways to talk to anyone or 79 ways to talk to anyone. Learn about that so you just feel more confident as a person, and then practice exposure. I was a really shy, quiet person that wouldn't talk to anyone. Like all my teachers said I was like the quiet kid in school. So I had a lot of social anxiety, whether it's at a party or in the front of the class. I've always had social anxiety. Now I'm the type of person that if I go traveling, I'm the type of person that makes conversation with the stranger on the street or the stranger in the shop, right? And my friends would describe me as that type of person, but it took time to get there. I practice with easy things first of all. Practice saying hi to someone. If that's too hard, practice smiling at someone. Then say hi to someone. Then ask someone their name. Then give someone a compliment. You can do this when you're, in the grocery store and you're just doing your weekly groceries. Say like to the cashier, hey, I really like your haircut, or I really like your bag. Once you've gotten comfortable at that, go to the next step. Maybe have a 30-second conversation with someone. Say the compliment and be like, hey, I like your haircut. Where did you get it done? Oh, my friend wants to get that done. Or, oh, you visited Italy the other week? I've always wanted to go to Italy. What was it like? With social anxiety, right? The best thing to do is put your focus on the other person, because everyone else's favorite topic is themselves, right? They're not really caring about how you come across. They're more worried about themselves, just like how you are. So for example, when you're socially anxious, you're worried what everyone's thinking of you. So if everyone else is worried what everyone's thinking of themselves, they're not actually thinking of you. It's just you judging yourself in the eyes of others, right? But don't expect the anxiety to go away each time you're in a conversation. You have to do it over and over and over again until your brain realizes that the social anxiety or a social situation or a conversation or a party isn't about chasing you and that you're actually safe. There's other habits that help, but I can get into them later. Okay, next question by Shelby. No. Okay. Shelby, how do I help my health anxiety? Been 3 years now. So I had health anxiety. In fact, I had 3 chronic health issues as a result of my nervous system being dysregulated. Here are a couple, and I was constantly worried there was something else wrong with my health. This is a couple of things that I've done that have helped me. 1, stop Googling your health anxiety issues. Stop checking your body. Stop scanning your body when you wake up. Stop all your safety behaviors. Don't seek for reassurance. Don't text people for reassurance. Don't constantly complain about your symptoms, checking your body. All of that stuff is telling your nervous system something is wrong with your health when there's not, right? You're creating it in your mind. You're responding to it. The second thing is you have to treat your nervous system so your health feels okay, right? Focus on things in your control. Your physical movement is in your control. What you put into your body, what you drink, what you smoke, all of that stuff is in your control. How you treat your mind is in your control. Or you meditation is in your control. Yoga is in your control. Whether you get a health condition or you get a health condition is not in your control. You're fixating on the fear of you actually getting it, right? So stop your safety behaviors and start habits that genuinely help you regulate your nervous system. If you need more help with this, I help people on my private communities, on my coaching, in the bio. Okay, next question. Jay Luce, do you have tips for DPDR recovery? I feel like I'm starting to feel good. I just need some tips. So, Jay Luce, love that you're feeling good. Proud of you, man. So, with DPDR, it's usually one of the last symptoms to go away because the DPDR happened. The DPDR happened in the first place because of your brain disassociating from chronic stress. So I'm assuming if you're starting to feel better, that means you've started doing some of the stuff that's actually helping your nervous system heal. Now, in terms of what you should do to continue feeling good, do more of what works. Just stay consistent. Even if you have a week or a days where the DPDR is worse, keep taking action, keep taking steps. You have to just do time and time again and do it consistently so the DPDR and symptoms naturally go away. I am where I am today because I was more consistent than most people. I'm not trying to be mean and say that you're not consistent or you're bad, but I was consistent even when the symptoms felt like day one. Even when the DPDR felt like I was going crazy, I felt like I was in a dream. Even on days like that, I still didn't let my mindset shift and I still continued taking action on the things that I could control. So my meditation exposure, those things are amazing for DPDR. John in my main community, who's almost healed, right? He went through something very traumatic the other day. He got in a car crash, and his car was totaled, right? And previous him probably wouldn't have such a big spiral, but because he taught his nervous system how to deal with stress, he saw it as an experience to see gratitude of how he's actually more or less okay, right? All right, next question. Chris, I live all day with physical symptoms since early January. I don't want medication. So if you want to heal anxiety naturally, there's a couple of things I'm going to tell you to do. And if you do them, you will heal anxiety naturally. Okay? But it's only you can stop you. Is everyone listening? So first thing, stop all of your safety behaviors. Stop watching anxiety content so much. Stop watching anxiety videos all the time. Stop researching your symptoms. Stop watching horror stories on people that have, healed or like have anxiety. Stop reading Reddit or Twitter forums. Just stop that shit, right? It's not doing your brain any good. And I say this as an anxiety content creator because I have to get people in the door somehow of teaching them how to heal, right? Now, it's not necessarily that you have your physical symptoms all day. It's more that you have a sensation that your brain misinterprets, and then you manifest the physical symptom, and then you feel it all day, and then you think about it all day, right? You thinking about your symptoms is a lot of what's keeping it alive. So you have to learn to teach your brain that the physical symptom is not a threat. How do you do that? Somatic tracking. It's a nervous system practice where you learn how to respond to physical symptoms. And if you don't if you don't want meds, I respect that, right? I didn't take medication either, and there was a reason. When you take medication, I'm not trying to demonize medication, first of all. When you take medication, though, you're teaching your brain how to depend on it, right? Your brain can be regulated, but you have to take action to do that. Medication is the easy route because you just have to take some water, take a pill, put it in your mouth, and swallow, right? And your anxiety symptoms are suppressed, and you feel more numb to it. But then that's never a long-term solution. I'm sorry if there's background noise, guys. I'm with my sisters in England right now, and we have a baby, so. Okay. Shelby, how to help with the physical symptoms of health anxiety. Learn somatic tracking frameworks. I teach this in my meditation course specifically for anxiety and your physical symptom. So one of them is RAIN. Recognize the symptom. Allow it to be there. It's already there. Don't try and get rid of it. Allow it. Actually let the symptom be there. Don't try and make it worse. Don't try and make it less. Don't try and make it go away. Don't try and force yourself to accept it so that it goes away. Genuinely allow it. If you know mindfulness beforehand, it will help you do this. Now, once you allow, investigate. What does that sensation, dizziness, nausea, whatever the health anxiety symptom is, what does it actually feel like? Be curious about the sensation because your brain can't process two emotions at once. So your amygdala that controls anxiety, it can't process or control anxiety and fear if your brain is so preoccupied with feeling another emotion. So instead of seeing the health symptom as something to get rid of or something to fix, just see it as an interesting sensation. You're just like, what is this? What does this feel like? Like, does the intensity change moment to moment, right? If you're just curious about it and truly letting it be there with just childlike curiosity, you'll find that what happens over time is you learn to rewire your brain to teach your nervous system that you're safe. Alan Gordon in the book Way Out teaches somatic tracking. Well, he doesn't really teach it; he explains it and how to do it. But like, if you have a guided session on it, it helps a lot. Okay, uh, big lad. Next question. I had anxiety for about a year, and I've made some progress. How can I make more progress? Keep doing what works. Whatever you did that made you feel better, keep doing it. Keep doing it consistently. If you've had anxiety for a year, it's not going to go away in 2 days or 2 weeks, right? So keep making progress. Just wait it out. Stop. I've been making a TikTok video that's been doing really well, and it's let your anxiety symptoms be there until they aren't. When does rotten fruit fall on its own? It'll fall when it's ready. If you've had anxiety for years, or at least the build up to cause these anxiety symptoms you've had for years, it's not gonna go away in like a week. I'm sorry, it's just not, right? And it's not realistic. And these people that are trying to sell you courses that, oh, heal anxiety in like 1 week or heal anxiety in like 2 weeks, it's not real. They're just selling you a dream. I know we live in a world where everything we want it now, like quick fix stuff, but your nervous system takes time. And it took time for your nervous system to become dysregulated and create this anxiety. It's going to take a little bit of time for the nervous system to get regulated again, and that's okay. Learn to enjoy the journey and embrace the journey. I am so fucking glad that I had anxiety. I'm glad I had my symptoms because it made me the person I am today. It made me more resilient. It made me create this online community. It made me make content. It made me do what I do for a living. Right? I'm so grateful I went through all those years of struggling because it made me who I am today. So instead of wanting a quick fix, learn to enjoy the day-to-day progress on the steps you take. Okay. King Julian, hey, my anxiety has went away mostly, but I'm so scared of my heart going too slow or just stopping. So see that fear, right? Of your heart going slow or stopping, that thought. Do the questions I said. Is it true? Well, I'm still alive and you're on this live, so your heart hasn't stopped, right? So it's not true. It's just a fear of something that hasn't happened yet. How do you feel about it? How do you feel without it? What's the outcome of this, right? Other things you can do is prove that your heart is healthy. Show yourself that your heart is healthy. Going for a run, doing things that get your heart rate up and get your heart rate to slow down. Those things are good. And also, just so you guys know, there's something called your heart rate variability, which is like how quickly your heart changes, kind of. And having a slower heartbeat is actually better for you. If you have a slower heart rate, you're less stressed. Usually people with anxiety, they have a higher heart rate. I'm assuming unless you're talking about some sort of specific health condition where your heart is, doesn't beat fast enough. But if you're on this live, that means nothing actually wrong with your heart, and it's just your anxiety or cardiophobia, right? Okay. Jack has asked, skiing at the moment is very uncomfortable but proud. Struggling with DPDR, dizziness, panic, right? Ski anyway if it's uncomfortable, keep doing it, right? Do things that make you comfortable because you're never going to grow in your comfort zone. That takes someone with agoraphobia and asking, how can I heal agoraphobia while staying inside my house or my room? It doesn't work like that. I wish it does, but I'm kind of glad it does because it forces you to grow. I hate people asking me to randomly co-host. Okay. Amal, do you feel pressure in one spot on my head? Well, I don't feel the pressure on your head, only you can feel it, right? But if you're on about if I felt head pressure, yes, I did. A couple of things that helped my head pressure, especially because I had a lot of sinus issues. One thing was helping my neck relax and doing suboccipital exercise in terms of physical. If it's caused by distress, what helps is somatic tracking, right? If you teach your body or you teach yourself how to stay present, stay in the moment, I promise you your head pressure won't feel as bad. Your fear won't feel as bad. Anytime I've gotten so into fight or flight or in these anxiety spirals, it's because I've gotten lost in my thoughts, been thinking about my anxiety, put my nervous system in fight or flight, and I've not been present. when I learned how to stay present, when I learned this skill of meditation, this skill of noticing thoughts, staying in my body, even as I'm doing this live, right? I can be present in this moment, and this moment, and this moment. Like, if you can teach your brain how to do that, it's a game changer. Okay, Chelsea. I feel so dizzy just being in public. Chelsea, do it scared. Let the dizziness be there. Be in public with the dizziness. What would happen if each time you went to public, the dizziness was allowed? Right? What would happen if the dizziness was expected and okay to be there? What if you didn't try to get rid of it? What if you can be in public with it, right? Do it scared. Do it anxious. Show your brain that nothing is wrong, right? Doing messages of safety, learning how to be present while in public is all gonna help. Okay, next question. Rav has asked, I have insomnia from pressure to sleep at night to become financially stable / career, please help. So, even though, Rav, you have insomnia and you want to get some money, you want to be financially stable and have a career, let's focus on what's stopping you get there. Your insomnia is making you get there, leading to a lot of, spiraling anxious thoughts about the future. You thinking or worrying about your job is not going to get you your job. You worrying about your career is not going to get you a career, right? Action is what's going to get you a career. Let's start with your sleep. A couple things for good sleep hygiene. When you wake up in the morning, get natural light into your eyes. If it's sunlight, amazing. If the sun isn't there, just go outside in the clouds. If the sun isn't out when you wake up, get it when it is out, but then also as soon as you wake up, put on some bright lights. You can buy some from Amazon and just get it into your eyes for 10 to 15 minutes. That's going to regulate your circadian rhythm. The rest of the stuff that I do. Mouth tape at night. I don't give a shit if you think it's weird or you feel like you're being kidnapped. Do it anyway. Get over the cringe. I promise all your favorite celebrities, they mouth tape, right? Don't go on your phone before bed. Don't eat food before bed. Don't go on your screens before bed. Have some way that your cortisol, that stress hormone, comes down at nighttime, right? Because insomnia and your sleep is if someone has sleep issues, that's the first thing I teach people how to fix, because sleep is required for your nervous system to recover, and sleep has been linked to anxiety disorders, chronic anxiety disorders. It's been linked to PTSD. So your sleep comes over your money, because only with good sleep can you get a good career and become financially stable, right? So focus on the things that you can control. You can control if you meditate. You can control if you wake up and get that sunlight. You can control if you eat food before bed. You can control whether you go on your screen before 9, right? Exercise helps sleep. Cooling your body down at night helps. Taking a bath helps. All of these things help, right? So do all of those things before you worry about whether you'll get financially stable, right? Okay. Thank you for the heart, Miss San. Okay. Next question. Amal, did I experience any tension headaches? Yes, I did, right? So, somatic tracking, learning to stay present, good posture as well. Okay, Jelus, do I have any tips for DPDR recovery? Like, I'm starting to feel good, I just need some tips. So, with DPDR, you want to reframe DPDR. Instead of it being like a bad thing, you just want to see it as a good thing. So each time the DPDR happens, instead of seeing it as something to get rid of or fix, just see it as an interesting sensation. True meditation and true consistency on exposure is going to help. But the DPDR will just naturally go away. You need to let it naturally go away as long as you're doing the right things. Don't worry about when exactly it goes away. Even if it's there, you can still enjoy your life. Just continue enjoying your life despite the DPDR. It will go away when it's ready, and it might be gradual, it might not be linear. That's okay. Just let it go when it wants to go. Just focus on things in your control. If the DPDR is happening right now, it's not in your control. Let it be, allow it to be there. Focus on what is in your control, your habits, how you respond. Okay, next. Okay, next question. Okay, a lot of questions. All right, I'll answer a few and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, can you truly come out of anxiety and panic attacks? Of course you can. You weren't born with anxiety and panic attacks, you triggered your brain into that. How do we know it's anxiety and it's not a real health problem? Go see a doctor. Go get your bloods done. Go see the doctor. If they say there's nothing wrong with your health, then it's just anxiety, right? J-Luz, I just be ignoring my DPTR, like when it's there, I'd be like, okay, then ignore even when it's bad. Good advice. The cloud grind, you married? No, I'm not married. Maddie, when I use curiosity, I overthink. Then you don't know how to use curiosity. No one's taught you how to genuinely use mindfulness. If you overthink, that means you still identify with all your anxious thoughts, leading to more thoughts. So truly learn mindfulness before you try and be curious. And it's like an attitude. It's your attitude. Are you trying to make something happen? Curiosity isn't about like, oh, I'm being curious so that this goes away or this feels different. Curiosity is genuinely like, I don't know. I don't know what this feels like, and that's okay. I'm just letting it be however it is. Maddie, how do I get rid of anxious attachment in my relationship? So your anxious attachment is more a reflection of how you feel about yourself than it is about the relationship itself. Usually you have some sort of limiting belief within yourself that makes you feel anxious in the relationship. Address your limiting beliefs and rewire it, right? Shadow work is great for that. D, I always get my anxiety symptoms at work mostly. How can I stop this? Don't stop it. Let your anxiety symptoms be there. Focus on what's in your control. Madam Baby Main, I always watch your videos and I'm fully healed. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Thank you for the shares, Chris. How to build my nervous system to deal with stress? I can't take any more pressure and stress. Exercise, cold showers, good sleep, healthy social relationships, and a healthy environment, good food. All of this stuff will help you. Sunlight in the morning. All of this stuff is going to help your nervous system deal with stress. Okay. Alright, guys. I will answer one more question and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, Alexis, I have anxiety about constantly thinking I'm allergic to food. Is there anything I can do? Yes. Don't research your allergies and try eating food, right? If you've had an allergy test and there's nothing wrong, right? You need to show your brain that nothing is wrong. Whichever foods you're worried about, start taking a bite of it. Start leaning yourself in. Prove to your brain that it's okay. Love seeing your videos. My anxiety has been horrible lately with aches and pains everywhere. Madison, somatic tracking is going to help you. If you guys aren't in my private community, please go join it. I do a free one-on-one call on there. And on that one-on-one call, I'll give you some free tools. And if you still feel like you need more help, I can work with you as well. Okay? Alright guys, this was amazing. And the questions I did not answer, I will talk about in the next live. On next Monday, the same time I went to live today. So if you're in the UK, it would be 6 p.m. If you're in the US, it would be 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern time and 10 a.m. Pacific time or Standard Time. If you're in Europe, it would be 7 p.m. your time. Alright guys, love this and yeah, take care and we got this. We're healing together.